Every 2 years, over 100,000 people flock to the Langkawi International Maritime and Aerospace exhibition, the largest event of its kind in Southeast Asia. In this video, we show you the aerial displays in full, talk to the pilots, and go behind the scenes with the teams who make LIMA possible. But first, here's our pick of the action. "4 a.m. on Tuesday the 21st of March, and a vast army of 370 volunteers are already on site preparing for the first day of LIMA 2017. They're packing over 1,000 VIP packages and press kits for the opening ceremony in less than 4 hours' time. Outside, the aircraft of the Russian Knights, Jupiter Aerobatic Team, and Black Eagles sit silently on the tarmac as dawn breaks and the guests begin to arrive. The opening ceremony and accompanying flypasts have long been one of the most impressive aspects of LIMA, and is demonstrated only to a small crowd of invited guests early on the first morning. This year's action began with a high-speed pass by a Royal Malaysian Air Force FA-18D Hornet. Then, the newest fighter in the RMAF inventory, the Sukhoi Su-30 MKM. A trio of EC-725s arrived low over the crowd to beat up the airfield with mock armaments. More conventional flypasts now from a gaggle of PC-7 Mark II turboprop trainers and 3 examples of the Airbus A400M Atlas transport aircraft. Finally, the PC-7s and fighters converge on Show Centre for a spectacular finale. Later on the opening day, 3 very special flypasts. First, a brief appearance from Malaysia Airlines' long-haul Airbus fleet. Then, something very rare indeed. Not one, but a pair of swing-wing B-1B Lancers flying all the way from Guam for this pass. The first of the main airshow acts was the Black Eagles, hailing from the Republic of Korea. We spoke to Major Nam Ki-chae, leader of the Synchro pair.
이번 기회를 통해서 이제 더 많은 사람들에게 우리가 알려져서 더 많은 나라에서 에어쇼를 하면서 교감할 수 있으면 좋겠다고 저는 컨디션 관리를 하는 게 제일 어렵고, 왜냐하면 우리 행사는 3월부터 11월까지 약 50여 개의 행사를 국내외로 지원하고 있는데 굉장히 일정이 타이트하기 때문에 이 기간 동안 최고의 컨디션을 계속 유지해서 한 명도 아프지 않고 8명이 계속 컨디션을 유지하는 게 제일 어렵다고 얘기해보죠.
The Black Eagles fly the KAI T-50B Golden Eagle, a Korean-built supersonic trainer and light attack aircraft which has received significant export success and is also in the running for the USAF's TX program. Here, the 8 jets transition into eagle formation to show the planned form of the aircraft they fly. This, unfortunately, is the team's rolling display due to low cloud, so some of their signature manoeuvres have been omitted.
항상 한 번의 행사를 위해서는 한 번의 지형 관습 비행과 한 번의 사전 훈련, 이렇게 기본적으로 2번 이상을 충족해야지 한 번의 행사를 할 수 있다고.
We'll see plenty of low-speed, high-alpha passes at Lima, but take a look at this, a clear demonstration of contrast between the low and high speeds achievable by the T-50. Here come the synchro pair and the two solos for a crowd favourite manoeuvre, the dizzying break. The Black Eagles have something of an unconventional landing pattern. Rather than all splitting off to the same side and following each other on approach, they alternate, one from the left, then one from the right.
제일 좋은 거 이걸 하면서 비행을 하고 랜딩한 다음 헬멧을 벗고 나왔을 때 사람들이 그 웃으면서 에어쇼를 즐겼던 모습들을 보면 그때가 가장 보람있고 가장 최고의 순간이라고.
Back on the stick, and if we watch the altimeter, there's our height. My Mach number there is just below supersonic, Mach 0.95.
A notable absentee from Lima 2017 was the Eurofighter Typhoon, the only contender in the battle to replace Malaysia's ageing fleet of MiG-29 Fulcrums that was not represented in the flying display. The other contenders are the Saab EAS-39C Gripen, Dassault Rafale C, and Sukhoi Su-30 MKM.
Waiting on a shoot cue, there's my shoot cue. Trigger, fire, first weapon gone, it automatically steps to the next target, fire.
The Typhoon, instead of making itself seen in the flying display, was only present in simulator form in the exhibition hall, performing demonstration flights.
Next target, shoot cue, fire. I've now got my medium-range missiles now for the low-level targets.
From Dassault, the message is clear, and they really do feel they're on the cusp of a major export order. The Rafale is the result of the French decision to withdraw from the Eurofighter project, and the French jet beat its rival into service by over 2 years. This display is provided by Capitaine Jean-Guillaume Martinez of the Armée de l'Air Rafale Solo Display. His coach is ex-display pilot Benoit Planche. Both pilots have performed to great critical acclaim at air shows across Europe and Asia, including the Royal International Air Tattoo, the Singapore Air Show, and most recently Aero India. Here an impressive low-speed pass at just over 100 knots. During his display, Marty pulls up to 10 times the force of gravity, 10g, and that causes the humid air to condense, forming the vapour you can see on the top surface of the wings. It looked for a time like Malaysia had lost interest in the Gripen, but now the government are considering a long-term lease for new jets, Saab are back in the game. This display was provided by the Royal Thai Air Force, incentivised by the manufacturer, no doubt. The Royal Thai Air Force did operate 12 Gripens, but tragically lost one when it crashed at a Children's Day air show in January this year, killing its display pilot, Dilakrit Patavi. Now for a world debut, the first airshow performance of the Russian Knights on their new aircraft, the Sukhoi Su-30 SM. The Su-30 SM is an advanced version of the super-manoeuvrable Su-30 already used by the air forces of Russia, India and Malaysia, among others. It replaces the Russian Knights' aging fleet of Su-27 flankers, one of which was lost in a fatal accident in June 2016. The choice to debut the new plane at Lima was no coincidence. Despite an apparent lack of interest, Sukhoi is still hoping that Malaysia could replace its MiG-29s with more new flankers, rather than opting for a European jet. The format of the Russian Knights display is somewhat unconventional, starting off as a 4-ship, soon 2 aircraft split off to land, leaving the airspace clear for some pairs aerobatics, before finally a spectacular solo display. In the coming months, the Russian Knights will return to flying 5-ship displays, but Lima was just that little bit too early for the full team of new flankers to be ready to perform. Lima isn't just about aviation, it's also about the maritime industry. So, complementing the main airshow, there are additional maritime displays at Resort World Langkawi. In this particular demonstration, one of a couple shown throughout the week, the Malaysian Coast Guard show how they would respond to a hijacking of a civilian vessel. The first priority is to establish a clear picture of the situation before inserting special forces via fast roping.
As you can see now, this aircraft is conducting an observation, and at the same time, they will pass the latest information on board the hijacked ship to the special team. And as we confirm, it will be given to Roma and starting will deploy to do the rescue. Watching now, ladies and gentlemen, is the AAW 139 helicopter and potatoes.
Pasukan starting telah menaiki kapal MV-10 dan sedang melakukan force boarding bagi menggempur ladung-ladung yang berada di kapal MV-10. Operasi mas ini melibatkan anggota yang cekap, tangkas dan terlatih seperti Statim bagi menjayakan misi ini. Statim daripada Port Tawanan. Ayo sama-sama tumpukan perhatian anda di kapal putih MV-10.
For your information, ladies and gentlemen,
The special forces are then airlifted off the ship and flown to safety.
Seperti mana yang kita dapat lihat sekarang, pesawat AW139 orang anggota stafku.
marilah kita sama-sama mengambang ke arah starting dan sedang melakukan spiraling.
Dan berikan satu keputusan yang gemuruh.
As the finale to the show, an amphibious Canadair CL-415 water bomber demonstrated its firefighting abilities.
Seterusnya, dengan bangganya kami mempersembahkan SN Maritime Malaysia didahului oleh Skuadron Kilat dan juga Putih.
Marilah sama-sama kita berikan abaian kepada skuadron Maritime Malaysia.
Lintas hormat ini didahului oleh Kelas Kilat. Berikan satu keputusan yang gemuruh.
Back at the air show, the volunteers are preparing for a weekend surge of public visitors.
Okay, so basically there will be 10 teams. 2 teams will be on standby, rollover, which means that because the sun's going to be really hot tomorrow, and to be fair to all parties, I'm going to let the rollover take place. Team number 2, give me team number 3. Team number 3.
Hi guys, my name is Aizan. I'm basically the one who actually managed to volunteers in LIMA 2017. So basically, I believe that volunteers program in LIMA 2017 have a very strong program in LIMA itself, because they are the actual people who are actually trying to make the program run very smooth. So hereby we would actually like to thank all of our 400 volunteers that come along from all the different background and all the different studies, and to help out with the volunteering program in LIMA 2017.
This is number 6. Yeah. Oh, okay, I'm wrong. Okay, right.
Basically, our volunteer main rules is to make sure that they deliver the delegates to the exhibitors that they want to visit, and also to deliver the delegates to those places that exhibitor want them to be visited. So our volunteer also playing a main role of doing the registration for all the delegates, for all the public visitors throughout the whole 5 days. And the most important thing, we are the main core people to run this event smoothly.
Lima was heaven for flanker fans, with the Royal Malaysian Air Force mounting an impressive solo display. The Su-30 makes use of thrust vectoring, by which the power from the engine can be directed up, down, or even sideways to a certain extent. Combined with the large canards on the nose, this makes for unmatched manoeuvrability. impressive Cobra maneuver, in which the aircraft passes along the crowd line while standing on its tail. The last fast jet now, the very successful FA-18 Hornet, performing a tight flowing display complete with flares. And now we move at last to the final act at LIMA. From Indonesia, the Jupiter Aerobatic Team. Talking us through the Jupiter's display, Commander Novian Samyoga.
I would like to thanks to you because this is a rare opportunity for me to speak on behalf of Indonesian Air Force.
We go on board now for the display with a pilot eye view from Jupiter 4. We're very grateful for the excellent cockpit footage.
Our present here in the Langkawi, I think it's like a moment when all the Indonesian pilot has a chance to show their professionalism. So this is an honor for all the members of JAT.
Based in Yogyakarta, the Jupiter Aerobatic Team were formed in 2008, and the pilots are all flight instructors for the Indonesian Air Force, who fly with the team part-time.
The most challenging is, I think, as a mission commander, of course, is how to manage those young pilots with their own dignity, with their own proudness, with their own self-confidence, how to keep those things still in safety rooms. Then they can fly, they can enjoy, they can perform safely. That's the main task, I think. I think my best memory is I could perform in the one of the best aerobatic team in my country in front of foreigners, in front of other countries. That is my best memory. Perhaps I could not forget for many years.
There are only 2 aerobatic teams in the world to use Korean-built aircraft, and both were present at LIMA 2017. It's not the first time they performed together either, after appearing at the Singapore Air Show together in 2014. However, this time an ambitious plan to celebrate the team's friendship on the penultimate day of the show. Both teams would join together for a spectacular and unrehearsed 14-ship flypast. This was an inspiring reminder that despite the immature bickering so often seen online, aerobatic teams are not competitors or rivals, merely groups of highly skilled pilots doing what they love for us to enjoy.
A great news
Flag Eagles and Jupiter will enter together into display zone in 30 seconds. Jupiter!
당연히 동료로 생각하고 우리 서로 간에 그런 유대감을 가질 수 있는 공통점이 있기 때문에 여기가 경연장이 아니고 서로의 안전을 기원하면서 계속 보고 있다고 봅니다.
We are all the pilot from different countries. We've seen each other as a friend, as an airman, from one person to the others. But on the other hand, we also try to figure out where are our position in the term of professionalism. So we can see clearly where are we, and then what we supposed to do. If let's say our position is still below others, then it means we have to learn more. On the other hand, if we thought that we are good enough, then probably we should maintain this level, but we have to develop from time to time.